This is number 10 in our series on Groomed for Greatness, on prayer, the key to humility. This is going to be slightly different than the other time that I mentioned the trials that you're going through, because this is going to be how to posture yourself in a position of brokenness, meekness, humility all of the way through. We talk about humility, and the Bible makes it very clear that we can clothe ourselves with humility. So if you can clothe yourself with humility, then it becomes a choice. So the choice really is how to position in my mind so it becomes a mindset. I will always live a life of giving God all of the credit, all the glory, the honor. He is the only one worthy. It is to posture yourself in the mentality of brokenness. It is to posture yourself in the mentality of, this isn't me. Any good thing that comes out of me isn't me. It has to be God. The posture that says, it's all God. I am like the branch that is bearing fruit. It's the vine that takes the credit, not the branch. All I do is hang on, and I'm fruitful. So the branch cannot be praised. Nobody's going to applaud for the branch or for the donkey that brought Jesus into Jerusalem. People are not applauding for the donkey. They're applauding for the rider that is on the donkey, that is Jesus himself. Now, there are reference, and I made this reference earlier, on Daniel 6:10, when Daniel knew the documents had been signed, that were the documents of his death warrant, to be thrown into the den of hungry lions, to be torn and eaten apart within minutes or seconds. And then he just went ahead and went to his room, his chamber, his upper chamber, opened the door or the windows to Jerusalem and started praying as he always did. That is your first indication that Daniel was a man of prayer. Second indication is in Daniel chapter 9. The third was in Daniel chapter number 10. So Daniel prayed, we know of 3 times here. In Daniel chapter number 9, he begins to pray for his sins, the sins of the people. See, prayer is the biggest admission that I know of that it's all God and not me. Whenever we become people of prayer, what we're really saying is, God, unless you come through, it will never happen. It is an admission that he is the one that receives the glory. It is an admission that he is the one that has the power, an admission that he is the one that is almighty, that he is great. And a prayerless life is a powerless life. You cannot have power without prayer. So Jesus continually prayed. Jesus prayed at all times. It was a position, a posture of humility that says, without you, I can do nothing. That is not just a statement, it is a fact. This is an absolute fact. Without Jesus, I can do nothing, you can do nothing. This was the posture that Daniel prayed. He just got on his knees and started praying. He just began to pray at all times. So in Daniel chapter 9, he prays. Daniel chapter 10, he prays. And according to the word of God, the archangel and the angel of God, Gabriel, both came as a direct result of his prayer. As a direct result of his prayer, the kingdoms of Persia had to bow down in obeisance to the will of God, as well as the coming kingdom of Greece had to bow down in obeisance to the will of God. If kingdoms have to bow down, then kings have to bow down. If kings bow down, princes bow down, and Daniel was a prince. If Daniel bows down at a prince, how much more so all of us who are in need of the divine blessing of God have an understanding. A key to greatness is posture yourself in prayer. Years ago, I met the man by the name of Youngie Cho. Has the largest church in the world. He's now retired. Church of, I think there were 740,000 people the time that I visited there. They had a prayer meeting on Uito Square, 1 million people. And I thought, what is the secret of this man's success? Nearly 1 million people are part of his church. That's how many came to his prayer meeting, 1 million people. He said, if you want to know my secret, it is I pray and I obey. If you want to know the secret of the pastor of the largest church in the world, I pray and I obey. If you want to know Daniel's secret, he prayed and he obeyed. If you want to know your secret, you pray, you obey. Because prayer is the posture of humility that says, Lord, you're everything, I'm de nada. I am zero. Everything is you, nothing is of me. and I give you all of the praise and all of the glory. Start praying, because it tells God it's all you, it's not me, and retain that posture of prayer as long as you live, so that God can keep the doors of success open to you. I love you. We'll see you next week.